Well, first of all, I just want to say hello and thank you for joining us today. My name is Rachel Stock, and I'm honored to be the archivist at Sloan Museum. As a community archivist, a lot of my work revolves around service to the community, and I'm really excited to be here today to share Finding Flint with you, because in the spirit of community, it's going to allow greater access and more opportunities for our researchers and guests to have that aha moment that we want here at Sloan. And I just wanted to mention before we get started that, like everything in life, like most things in life, right? My grandma, she had 11 kids, and she used to say, many hands make light work. And so it's definitely the case with Finding Flint. Many hands have worked on this, present staff and past staff as well. So let's dive in. Is everybody ready? Should we go for it? I wanted to give you a quick agenda so you knew what you got yourself into today. We're going to do a quick introduction of Finding Flint. I'm going to explain it a little bit. Then we're going to do kind of a deeper dive into the functionality using a couple of collections that I really like quite a lot. And then we're going to talk about what the possibilities are for the future. So Finding Flint is an online resource. It includes finding aids, digital objects, and links to other organizations and collections that are designed to help you with your research. So not only is it a reflection of the collection, the archival collection here at Sloan, but also gives you places to go out into the community as well. I guess the most important thing we want to know, right, is how do we get there? In my opinion, the easiest way to get there is to go to the Sloan Museum website. Once you follow the link, you find yourself here, and you'll want to click the Research tab. Once you do that, you're going to scroll down to the blue tab, and you're going to hit Visit Finding Flint. We also have a direct link that you can bookmark, as well, and that would be helpful. We have, as I mentioned, we've got a pamphlet over there, and which has this link on there too. I can also email it to anyone who's interested. What can we access on Finding Flint? So there's a couple of different types of materials. The first is called a finding aid. And I wanted to take a quick minute to kind of talk about a finding aid and what it is. A finding aid is very imperfect. There's been a lot of studies on finding aids that have been done that show that they don't help researchers at all, that they're confusing, and that the only people that really benefit from them are the people who are writing them, the archivists, which is ironic, right? But in my field, we haven't come up with any better, no one suggested any better way. So it's kind of like the thing that we stick with, right? It's so, I want you to know that today when I'm showing you some of these things, it might seem a little bit confusing, but that's why we're here to help you. And eventually it'll become a little bit more second nature. Finding aids lay out things like the size of a collection, what's included in a collection, usually has a biographical note about the person who created the collection. So it's kind of just like an overview of what are in individual collections within the whole archives. The next thing that you can get from Finding Flint is digital content. So that's going to include photographs, audio, as well as audio-visual materials, moving image and sound. Right now, it's just photographs, but we are going to be adding to it in the future. The last thing that you can access on Finding Flint is other resources, right? So I have a page on there that I'm going to show you where you'll be directed to University of Michigan Flint, for example, their archives. They've got some amazing things. I've got Flint Public Library on there. Genesee District Library. I also included, I like to include some materials that are available online for free, some books. There's a couple books floating around that you can have access to for free. So I've included that on there as well. So now what I'd like to do is take some time to kind of do like a deeper dive into the into the site. Before we do, we're gonna go over 4 different areas on the next screen. There's gonna be a black ribbon that you'll see at the top. In the middle, there's a welcome screen. And we're gonna discuss what the browse by and the menu, just the different parts of it, what they can do. So now this is the part of the presentation where I get nervous because I'm going off my PowerPoint. I have to leave the comfort of my PowerPoint and go onto the internet. So let's start as if you're at home on your computer, right? So as I mentioned before, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to click on Research. We're going to scroll down and click on Finding Flint. And this is the landing page. This is what it looks like. One of the things that I mentioned about finding aids is that they're imperfect. One of the reasons that they're imperfect is they're very text heavy, right? And this site is very text heavy. But it's simple too and easy for us to navigate and to create. So that's part of it, is its simplicity. But anyways, I'm going to draw your attention to the top of the screen at the black box. So you know you're going to be in the right place because you'll see the Finding Flint logo. You're going to see a couple of icons, first the menu and then the search bar. So the menu bar, it's just a drop-down menu. It mimics this browse by. And later on, when we're not on the landing page, you'll understand why it's in 2 different places. It seems silly, right? You're like, why is it double up? But you'll see later on, I promise. And the search bar includes a global search. You can do a global search, so that's just a keyword. Or you can do an advanced search. To do the advanced search, most of my patrons, the reason that they want, or most of my researchers and patrons, the reason they want to do an advanced search is because okay, now come on, let's see here. Don't be goofy. I think it's my mouse. Let's see if that helped. Okay, so you can also do an advanced search, like I said. Most people will want to do the advanced search using the date range, which is at the bottom. There's also other ways that you can search as well. These icons over here, don't worry about those. Those are administrative. Let's go to the middle of the screen, over here to the welcome screen. This is kind of the landing page. It gives you just general information about Finding Flint, our contact info, and kind of how to navigate the site, some tips, as well as our research and citation. So it's kind of just the landing page. I also put up information on here when the site goes down. Like so right now we're having trouble. These AI bots are coming onto the instance, and they're creating a situation which mimics like thousands of users on the site at one time. And as much as I would love thousands of people coming to this site, I know that's not happening. So we're working with our tech, with our help to kind of figure out a way around that. But in the meantime, if something's going on with it, I leave a message at the very top to let people know that it's down temporarily. The next part of the screen that I think is, I think a lot of people are going to start here, and I think is going to be probably the most useful for people to look at initially would be the browse by. In it, there's things like a guide to a collection. I talk a little bit about what a finding aid is, just for refreshers. We've got our finding aids and digital objects, as well as other resources. The subject, people, and places are a great place to browse as well, and I'm going to go into that in just a moment. Finally, I wanted to show you the popular this week. I don't think this is going to be as useful for our patrons, but for me, it's like telling the future. Like I can predict it. Like if I see somebody's been going to St. Paul's Episcopal Church 23 times, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get an email tomorrow about St. Paul's Episcopal Church. So I see what you do while you're doing it. So just so you know when you come to the site and you're like, what is that all about? So let's talk, I'm going to talk a little bit about this browse by, and then we're going to go into the 3 collections that I mentioned. So the first part of the browse by that I think, I'll leave it up to you guys to kind of explore, these top 4, but one of the things that I think is really interesting that you can use is the subjects, right? So we include here different. If you don't know kind of what you're looking for and you sort of just want to come on and take a spin and see what we have, you can come here and click on different subject terms, and it will take you to finding aids that are tagged with that subject. So that's actually like really a nice kind of functionality, a nice function that I use pretty frequently. I'm going to go back again. Whoops. Sorry, guys. My mouse is being. Let's just do this. You can also do that with people. A lot of people, I find that a lot of people search this way too, or they seem to be browsing this way because I can see. Let's pick somebody who probably has a lot of finding aids. Oh, it's just Charles. So he's got the Atwood family papers. So we could find him in these collections. All right. And then the last on here, there's a place. Places isn't really as important. It's all Genesee County and Flint, so you don't have to worry about places as much. Okay, so. Now what I want to do is kind of shift over into showing you some actual collections that we have and kind of showing you how to navigate a little bit better based on those finding aids. So the first example that I wanted to give you was the John H. Carey papers. So John Carey, as many of you may know, or a lot of you know way more about local history than I do. I just like to say that in advance. I'm constantly learning. John Carey was a farmer in Genesee County. He also wrote diaries, a lot of diaries actually, and his collection also includes some other documents about his life. But mainly the 36 diaries that we have that were written between 1871 and 1909 are really interesting. And I like this collection as an example because, the way that we used to do it, and by we, I do mean we too, because when I started my career, none of this stuff existed. Like when I started my career, you did just go into a room and you dug through a box, and that's how you found stuff. We're kind of adding this layer to it, but I like to encourage people to think about this as a box. And then the side over here as kind of like the folders that are in a box. So this is the whole box, right? And this is the folder. So you can see what's in each individual folder by clicking on it. This one happens to be, that's a kind of not a great example. So let me start with this one because I know what this is. So prospectus is a yearbook, right? So you would know that this is a yearbook from 1908, and it just kind of gives you an idea of what's in each individual file. So before you come down to the archives, you'll get an idea of what's in each individual file. The place that you're going to want to look when you come to these finding aids, really a lot of it is going to be the content, the scope and content note. That's going to give you most of what you're looking for. That's going to give you all the information that you need about the collection and what's in it. I feel like I'm doing a lot of scrolling, so I'm going to stop scrolling. Sorry, guys. The next collection that I want to talk about or that I want to highlight is a collection called the African American Collections Committee. This is a digital collection that we have. I'm really, really, really proud of it. It's our first digital collection. It's not easy to make this kind of thing happen, and as an institution, we made a commitment to this, and I'm just really proud that we did this, that it was a lot of hard work for a lot of different people. So basically, you know, you can sit at home and view this collection of photographs. And the way that it works is there's sort of like a window up here that has all the photographs, and if you scroll down, it gives you information about the collection. And again, when you are looking at finding aids, really you're interested in the scope and content note. And from here we notice that this is a collection that we received from the museum in 1993. It's a series of Black life, photographs featuring Black life in Flint, including people, buildings, and objects. So if you say to yourself, wow, that sounds like something interesting that I'd like to look at, you can either scroll through the photos up top by clicking Show All, and they'll pop down. You're also able to come over here and view the different series that we have. So there's 7 series in this collection. And so let's say I'm just interested in business. You can click on business and it'll show you, sorry, my mouse is going crazy. I'm not trying to do that. It'll show you a tab at the top, and then you're also free to look at the images, you know, scroll through them each individually on the side, which is really nice. Let's see, what's my favorite photo in this? Here's an interesting building, and Econo wash laundry, which is interesting. Oh, this one's good. Ola Hughes and Floyd McCree at the Golden Leaf Club. So one of the things you're going to notice underneath the photos is a description of it. So it tells you about it. It tells you how you can use it. It gives you access points. So we can click on Floyd McCree and we notice that he's in other images over here. So we can click on it. It's all connected together. That's one of the things that I like about this setup, is that you can always get back to where you were. And so, yeah, this is what accessing digital content will look like. When you scroll down, you're able to click on access copies and download a copy so you can have it onto your computer and use that for research purposes as you need. The last collection that I want to highlight is another collection that I'm really excited about and proud of that we worked on. And I want to show you here how you can download one of these finding aids onto your computer and you can use it instead of having to be online. You can also view it offline. This is the Beatrice Welzel Collection. She was a really interesting, so she's from Flushing. She worked for General Motors. She started working for General Motors when she graduated from Flushing High School. In 1927, she started working for General Motors, and so she had this amazing career. She worked for them for like 30 years and just accomplished so much. And we have so many amazing images of her as she went about her time in the accounting department at the foundry in Saginaw, actually. So what I wanted to show you here was how you could take this information, right, all the information that's contained here, we can click download, and we see that it goes into yet a different format. This is as an archivist, this is like where I feel like I lose people, but it's the same information set up the same way. It's just on a Word doc, or on a PDF, so that you can look at it offline. And yeah, there is that. Let's see, is there anything that I failed to mention in here? I think that we have covered all of that. And now I guess I would like to talk about the future. And because I'm a dreamer, right? Like I like to, I guess we can do that because that's coming after the future. So what I like to think about, I like to have a vision, right? Like, so we're right here, but we want to be, like, where do we want to be, right? And how do we get there? So one of the things that, that I'm working on doing is adding more content, obviously, like adding more finding aids, adding more finding aids for collections, so describing the collection as a whole better. But I also want to start adding some more digital content on there so that people can really look at more photographs of, we just have, our photograph collection is amazing, and it would just be so much better if you could view that from home. It would be better for you and for me, frankly, because then I don't have to be the only person who accesses it. Then everyone can have access to it. So we're working on that, as well as just kind of making the site a little bit more prettier, right, and less text heavy. I'm learning how to code better so that I can make that happen. Yeah, so we're just going to keep adding to it and keep creating a place for people to come and to get access to, so many of the amazing things that we have in our collection. And that wraps up what I have to say, but I'm definitely eager and interested in hearing any questions that you guys have, and I want to say something. I want to say there's no stupid questions, right? So we're all learning. I'm certainly still learning. So please don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Well, I truly am thrilled and excited that you were here with me today. Thank you for your interest. And if you have any questions about navigating the site or questions about Flint history in general, you can let me know, and I'd be happy to be your tour guide and to help you. Yeah, thank you.